Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts. It is the 103rd part, and we are, once again, in Generations Ultimate. I have become increasingly, I suppose, inspired to work towards Hunter Rank 999. I actually played in my own time yesterday. I didn't play very much, but I actually played in my own time with the intention of working on my HRP, which is kind of unusual, but it goes to show that I would very much like to get to Hunter Rank 999 soon. Hunter Rank 999, there we go, just to enunciate that properly. I don't know what the plan is as far as people playing with me, but I do know that in terms of hunting it will be random, which is fairly obvious. Just refreshing my playback and all of that. Let's go and search for a room, shall we? See what's around. I've got Dread Queen. I'd be happy to do Dread Queen if it were a G rank hunt, but I wouldn't trust this. I wouldn't trust this room at all. Going to get my chat out. Hello, Juvenator. Okay. There's Snow Baron Lagombi over there. Demjin. Good morning, N10. It is indeed morning for me. I just pulled myself out of bed, in fact. So if I seem slightly, I don't know, tired, then that would be why. I have a Devil Joe. I will, of course, try to avoid Silver Rathalos and Gold Rathian. I'd like to think that's fairly obvious. I have definitely hunted those monsters enough at this point. But having said that, I will never be able to truly get away from them because they are in high demand in the community. Lilakin. G5/EX Deviants. No, I would rather not. Many roars, yeah, funny. Let's see what is on the board in here. It took me a while to join this room after having originally brought up that list, so it's probably full now. Well, full as in there would be a third person and I'm the fourth joining, but you never know. Oh, they've gone and departed. Okay. You know, I could give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they were waiting a long time and decided to depart, but there's also the possibility that they're incredibly impatient. It's hard to know. But yeah, I would guess that it's the latter. It's more likely to be the latter with this community. We can always give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard to do that when the community is filled with utter fucking idiots. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh my god. There's someone else calling it rat. I'm guessing this person just ran out of space and was forced to write rat. Vernon has a comrade. Look at this. Can't believe it. That makes 2 people in my lifetime that I've heard refer to a Rathalos as rat. But again, in this case, I think, you know, it's a matter of, you know, there being no other choice. I think this person has run out of space. And I know this looks longer, but that's because of the width of the characters, you must understand. I'm pretty sure the number of characters is the same, and I'm not going to sit here and count them. Chilling. Kirika. Okay, let's join the chilling room with Kirika. I'm assuming this person has nothing in particular that they want to hunt, so yeah. That might make for a rather slow-paced room, because I don't really have anything that I want to hunt either. Again, at some point I will work on transmog stuff. I was reminded of it when I saw Kirika's armor. It's likely fairly similar to... oh, never mind. This person's going with the GX White Fatalis. I haven't seen people use Mushroomancer for a while. Hi. But yeah, I wanted to make the GX White Fatalis set, but I decided not to. I ended up making it, I wanted to make it when it ended up being better than my previous heavy bowgun set that I use for Pierce. But I ended up thinking of a better set. Part of it was to do with the fact that I had this misunderstanding where I thought that I needed recoil down +2 to be able to shoot Pierce level 3 without any recoil with that particular heavy bowgun. The bowgun in question being the Crimson Fatalis heavy bowgun, but it turns out that only recoil down +1 is required. And that is a misunderstanding that goes all the way back to 4 Ultimate. Not like all the way back as if that was a long time ago, but the point is that in that game too, I was under the impression that I needed recoil down +2. So actually, I need to update that set as well. It was a weird thing to realize after having thought for so many years that I needed recoil down +2, but yeah, once I came to realize that, I was able to make a better set. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this set as well. I don't know if this is the friend that Kitika was referring to. I don't know if you were able to see the chat, probably not, I was likely in the way. But Kitika is waiting for a friend, apparently. I'm guessing Samurai is not the friend, and Samurai is likely to be kicked if Luke is not the friend. And Luke has decided to take it upon himself to immediately go and choose a quest, which is rather characteristic of the people of this community. The guy's Hunter rank 94 is... I mean, I don't know what this guy's priorities are. I guess it would be making the Neset armor set. If he's run into this room just to post Adalkar, then he needs more than a smack across the back of the head. The fact that he's not posting Adalkar, in fact, is shocking. Like, it's actually shocking that he wants to do something that's not Adalkar right now. That's the funny thing, like, whether he posted Adalkar or not, his behavior would be just awful. Because first and foremost, you wouldn't post Adalkar in this room because there are so many other rooms that you could post Adalkar in. You could even make a room for Adalkar and everyone would join and want to hunt the same monster as you. And really, Kitika? The solution, Kitika, is to just kick people. It's not hard. I understand some people don't like to kick others, but come on. You're wasting my time, you realise? Like, you're wasting my time. I'm here to hunt with you, not these random dicks. And you're just like, no, I'll just make another room. I mean, it's good for you, isn't it? Seriously. Anyway. Kick him? It wasn't my room. No, I don't watch videos of the community Souls player. And it's not the last true Monster Hunter game anyway. I don't care what his explanations are. DOS was not the last true Monster Hunter game. Because there is no true Monster Hunter game. Except for, you know, everything prior to 5th gen. The idea being that so much needed to be worked on in 1st and early 2nd gen that you couldn't possibly refer to that as true Monster Hunter. Because it was too much of a mess. I don't mean to say that he has no worthwhile points to make, but I don't watch videos in the community. I develop my own opinions based on my own experiences, and I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it did become my room after he left, but for what reason would I just sit in that room? Anyway, why would I do that? I'm just gonna sit in that empty room instead of looking for another one. Pig Miloke? What? Okay. Must have some meaning to it. Don't know what it is. Bequest quest. Well, I don't know if I want to do it. Is this your 3rd account, Pablo? My god. Well, thank you for the subscription either way. It's apparently a resub on that account, so maybe that's a renamed account, I'm not sure, but I do of course appreciate the subscription. What should I use? Do I have blunt ice? I do, but for greatsword. Do I have it for anything else? I think I have it for something else. God knows what. Maybe sword and shield? Blunt ice. This is the problem. You basically need to refer to a text file, which I have. I do have a text file with that information, but I can use White Death. How about that? Blunt dual blades, White Death. There we go. That'll do me. But yeah, there are just so many. This is the problem when you can't really make a good blunt weapon for every element for every weapon type. It's the same with Awaken. You would otherwise be able to just make... You'd be able to equip exactly what you wanted if there was an option for each of those scenarios, but there isn't. And I find that to be really frustrating. That's why I need a text file, basically, to use Awaken weapons in 3 Ultimate when I'm recording that. So, there you go. Oh, I see. This is my first and only account. I just got a computer, and Twitch has been nice since I used this for Twitch. I was a YouTube viewer. Well, there is someone named Pablo who watches me on YouTube, I think. I don't know if it's you, but... Oh, that's right, you are Pablo the Third. I remember that. Excuse me. Maybe I'm just not used to seeing your Twitch name, but I do recall that you are literally Pablo the Third. So, yeah. I'd forgotten about that. You are the Pablo that I remember, fear not. But I do have people who, have similar names to other people who have watched me in the past. I think there were like 3 people who had similar names over the course of like 12 months. Some of them continued to watch me and some of them didn't. So it was very annoying when they would stop by, because I'd be like, are you that person or are you someone else? And they're like, no, I'm probably someone else. I can't remember what the name is now, ironically, but whatever. Oh, this is an event, Rajang. This is going to be real fun. Can't wait. No, it's fine. People are under no obligation to watch me on a consistent basis. Everyone's got their own lives and their own things that they do in their lives, so it's not for me to say how often a person should watch me. Yeah, well, Potato changing his name was confusing, yeah. And you know, that's an example of, you know, someone having a similar name. When Potato started watching me, I thought he might have been one of my longtime viewers, Potato Wielder. But Potato Wielder, he hasn't watched me for years. He returned very briefly for a period of time, watched me live even, but he didn't really stick around. I don't know where he is now. But Potato Wielder used to watch my old Random Hunts videos back in 2016. Don't think it went as far back as 2015, but you know. See, this is the problem. I don't like the fucking Rajan. I feel like I can't commit to anything with him. The solution, of course, is to not commit to anything with him, but then I feel like I'm not dealing high enough DPS, so... Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this monster, to be completely honest. I respect the way in which he was improved upon as a monster design, from 2nd to 4th. I was quite impressed with how they had changed his movements in Monster Hunter 4, but, you know, he's just a harder monster in every single way. But it doesn't mean that I like the fight. He's got tremor capabilities, he jumps around, he's... Ugh, not a fan. I much prefer Tigrex as a monster. I feel like they're comparable. You witnessed that. You witnessed that. I mean, no comment. No fucking comment. Absolutely ridiculous. I was hit by something that should have concluded. His animation had concluded. And yet, the hitbox remained. He was physically stationary, with his animation over, and I was caught in a hitbox. So, whatever. I'm done with that shit. And it looked like we were bound to fail that quest whether I died or not, so I don't care. That quest is a waste of my fucking time. Stupid. That's one of the worst hitboxes I've ever fucking seen. And this is coming from someone who regularly plays 1st and 2nd gen. And I witnessed that crap in the last of the old Monster Hunter games. Which, again, feels wrong to say. I don't even consider this to be old Monster Hunter, but it is compared to 5th gen, so I'm probably just going to have to get used to that. What? Sword and Shield mix set make. Do we really need to know that? Well, I guess I know what he wants to make, so I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Hello, Exio. Yeah, I try to be as consistent as I can, Pablo, with my uploads on YouTube. I don't get much out of YouTube anymore. It's, you know, the quality is visually worse on YouTube than it is on Twitch, so I feel less satisfied with my own work. And on top of that, viewership is... So, you know, but I still feel like I want to... I still turn to YouTube for satisfaction as a content creator. This is the problem. I feel like YouTube's trapped me in a way, but I'm glad that there is an audience on YouTube that would be very displeased if I were to stop uploading there. Which is good, because that obviously serves to encourage me to continue uploading there. Because there are certain people who can't watch me live, that's the reality. I stream at a time that doesn't work for them, so they must watch my VODs. And that's a good thing. My reasoning behind uploading VODs is not necessarily for the benefit of people who can't watch me live, although that's good. It's rather so that there's more discoverability for what's live, because if you only see what's live, then you have to be there in the moment, whereas if it's a VOD, it's always there, it's always being served up, so... Yeah, that realistically would be good for discoverability, but then... YouTube algorithm... So... There you go. Alright, so what I'll do, because as you guys have seen, I've been pretty damn unsuccessful in finding a decent room, except for a Rajang room that had the entire team get molested. I will create my own room. I'll just call it G rank, and then you guys can pile on in. Well, that's never stopped that's never stopped Juvenator. Autonomic. It's never stopped there. It's good to see you all here, though. It's a lively day today. But I mean, ideally, I'd get things set up so that it's entertaining from the beginning, as opposed to, you know, hopping around rooms for 15 minutes and then failing a quest and then hopping around rooms again. I mean, maybe that's entertaining to some people, but I know that there's a percentage of people who aren't entertained unless I'm sitting here in a hunt actually fighting something. So... fair enough. Pablo, again, you'd probably be able to find the room fairly easily if you just searched through a list. But the ID is on the screen. If you just found... because again, not many people are playing, so... I never have... When I search with a filter that has HR13 as the minimum, which is a filter that is currently active in my room, I never get a full page. I never get a full 3 pages of options, so that means that my room should appear for you if you were to do the same. And that would be faster than having to search through the hub ID. Hello, Hossein. But yeah, if that doesn't work for you for whatever reason, the hub ID is on the screen for you. But yeah, I'm quite open to do anything today, as I usually am. Well, no. I'm never open to do anything. I'm talking out of my arse. I don't want to do high rank quests, I don't want to do high rank deviants. Some deviants I'd rather not do. And yeah, that's usually the situation. I don't really have a thing for deviants. Some deviant monsters are fine. If it's a deviant, I'll be quite explicit about the deviant monsters that I don't want to hunt. Silverwind, and, well, I suppose I would be okay with fighting Elder Frost because I need Elder Frost stuff. I actually need Trunk Spines because basically all of the ice blunt weapons that I need to make are Elder Frost weapons, which, even though I have a lot of Elder Frost stuff, and I'd be able to basically make all of those weapons with the Elder Frost stuff that I currently have. There's one exception to that, and that is Trunk Spines. I do not have enough Trunk Spines. They're very annoying to grind. So, I currently have 2, actually, I think. Because I ended up fighting Elder Frost yesterday. Because there was a room that was up for it. Oh yeah, Hellblade's another one that I'd rather not do. I've fought so much damn Hellblade. A guy named Valk, or a girl named Valk, I mean, you never know, has joined. Probably just a random person. Yeah, we can do Nakakos. I'm not a huge fan of Nakakos, but I'm happy to do that. This guy's using... Well, at least it's not the black set. He's got a little bit more creativity than that. He's got an added Challenger +2. I mean, you never know. Functionally, this could be better than the set that everyone uses. I'm not about to calculate that, but... yeah. Could very well be functionally better, but this guy's made it all on his own because he's got a bit of creativity. Unlike some people. Yeah, exactly, Potato. So what's happening here? I think Pablo was joining. Are you one of these people, Pablo? Because I don't remember your in-game name. The Switch connection sucks. You couldn't join. Okay. Well, what I will do is I will remove them both. Not because I don't want either of them, but rather because I'm sorry. Not that I'm apologizing in a way that they'd be able to hear, but you know, they probably think that I have deemed them to be inadequate in some way, and it's not true. I'm removing them both equally because I wouldn't prioritize one over the other. I just want to keep an open room for Pablo to join. So, having connection issues is not an indication that he won't be able to join. He probably just needs to keep trying, but... there you go. It's very, very nice of you to tell the bot to fuck off. I'm sure the bot will reconsider its behavior. Well, yeah, Potato, it's kind of obvious when you do get kicked. There's a timing aspect to it. It would have been fairly obvious to them that I kicked them. But, you know, I just hope they don't get too annoyed by it. I could alternatively tell them, but I don't have my keyboard in right now, and... you know, maybe if I explained the situation to them, it wouldn't make them feel any better anyway. Because I'd be basically saying, sorry, I need to kick you both because I don't want to prioritize one over the other and I need a person to join this room. So, I don't know. And some would say that it would be the decent thing to put in the extra effort for their benefit, but... again, I don't have the keyboard in, and I'd be spending all day in this fucking on-screen keyboard trying to type that. Yeah, exactly. The boss is trying to get me to be famous. I'll be famous. Everyone will know me. The guy who plays Generations Ultimate. Yeah, that guy. Fuck me. Alright, so... was there anyone else who was wanting to join? If not, then... I will know to allow the next person to stay that joins, if they are a random person. Funny, we went from Valk to Valstrax. Hello. It's funny that this guy has named himself Valstrax, even though when the official name of Valstrax was unveiled, everyone was making fun of it and going on about how bad it was compared to the Japanese name. But this guy's gone and named himself that. I wonder if I should let him know that that was the community reaction. Well, it was the community reaction. I mean, Valfalk is better than Valstrax. Sorry. I mean, everyone would probably agree with that, except for this guy. Alright, Autonomic, do you have something that you would like to post? Anyway. If you don't have anything you'd like to post, figuring out what I need. Okay, well, for the... with respect, Autonomic, you've had quite some time to be able to figure that out. In that case, let's do Pablo's quest first, which is... I like this set, this is lovely. Let's do Nakakos, because this Valstrax person is going to leave if we don't post something soon. Because that's just how it is. I do love Pablo's set. It's unique. It's not something that you see all the time. Sharpness +2, guard +2, element attack up, speed sharpening. With the Demon Lord Impaler, like that's different. And the reason why I praise that is because this community is just, I'm telling you, far from being creative. It's like they don't know what to do with themselves when they play the game. I mean, it is a game where there are more options than ever before, yet this is the game where you're most likely to see people using the same stuff. It's kind of pathetic, but, you know, let people play as they like, I suppose, but it's... yeah, it says something about the community when that goes on. And Valstrax has left. What a shame. But, you know, I suppose I should make that clear, you know, we do need to be ready with the quest as soon as possible when we've got a random person in the room, because this community is filled with people who do need to have a quest served up as soon as possible, otherwise they will leave because they think the grass is greener on the other side. That's how they are. But whatever. Unfortunately, more time will be wasted because we'll be sitting here waiting for a fourth. Well, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the lockdown set, Vernon. It's just when you use it in every single hunt becomes the same. It's the same experience, it becomes predictable, and much of the spirit of this series is to throw myself into whatever situation is presented. You know, it's a random hunt sort of experience. But with the repetitive lockdown set implementation, or rather the repetitive employment of that set, it kind of felt like I was having the same hunt every single time. It reminds me of the experience of 4 Ultimate, when you always had like a minimum of 2 people on the team with insect glaives. You weren't hunting the monster, you were beating down on the thing while it was on the ground because it was constantly being mounted. So yeah, it's the same sort of experience. That single-handedly ruined the online of that game. So if my experience when playing with you becomes reminiscent of that, which in my view ruined the online of that game, then yeah, it is something that I will take issue with. And I'm glad that I actually paid attention to what I have equipped here, because this is not appropriate for this hunt. We will be waiting for a fourth. And that is being done for the reason that we're not going to get a fourth person during the quest. That's not something that happens in this community, in this game. It happens in 3 Ultimate because the game's just different. It works differently and the community's different. But here, most people have an option enabled that makes it so that a room where people have departed will not be visible when they search for it. And on top of that, people just don't want to wait for you to return here, because there are technically more people playing here than in 3 Ultimate. So, hello, Mr. Miraculous Luck. Let's continue with Blunt Dual Blades, or keep with Blunt Dual Blades, and instead choose Dragon. I have the Fatalis Dual Blades here, which will start off with no boost on account of Bludgeoner, but it will still work very well as a weapon for this set, or as weapons for this set. Should you call dual blades? Should you refer to the dual blades in the singular or the plural form? I usually use the plural, but you could also very correctly refer to it as a single set, and therefore a weapon. But I don't know. Doesn't matter at the end of the day. Well, I suppose we can do some charm runs. I don't really like doing that charm run if it's not a proper lockdown, because, I mean, that's the thing, there's a place for lockdowns. It's usually when you need to grind something over and over and over again. And an example of that would be a charm run, but I suppose we can do a few of those. I can live with that. Alright, let's go on. Onward. This music is weird. I feel like the game's louder than usual on my television, because I'm hearing this fucking music. I mean, the music's probably fine, but no, I'm not used to being able to hear it. Might lower the volume of the TV. I'm worried about spilling to my microphone. I don't even know where my remote is. Oh, there's my remote. It's by my PlayStation 2. I hate having to aim for these tentacles, though. They move around way too much. He's already at this stage. You can see that I'm losing health just by this thing wiggling around all over the fucking place. Yeah, I will probably... Oh, there you go. Opportunity to attack the weak point. Regrettably, I have yet to receive my damage bonus. There we go. It is now received. Unfortunately, I was stuck in a combo. I knew what was coming there. It's just... That's the nature of dual blades. You're oftentimes stuck in a combo. My damage is now 379 with 30 dragon. And now for another weak point, which is this lovely rainbow looking thing. Oh, he's dropping anti-dragon bombs. Go for it, mate. Well, I don't know. Maybe he just dropped one. He got thrown off. I don't know by what. Annoyingly, I still don't have Bloodwind 3. I don't know where the hell I get that from. It must be a high rank quest. Usually the stuff that I don't have level 3 with Hunter Arts for, it's a bit of a funny sentence, are high rank quests for the reason that I didn't play much of Generations Endgame. I got to Endgame in Generations, then I stopped because I was so sick of playing on the 3DS by that point. But I'm very, very happy that I was able to bring my Generations file over into this game. That was great. I loved being able to do that. No, the game's not too loud. You know, Coming through my television, that is to say. As far as games that I do record, though, in the box, in terms of what you're hearing, this is one of the loudest games that I have. Monster Hunter is just a very loud type of game to record. What's frustrating is that in the hunt, it's so much louder than when you're not in a hunt. So you can't really listen to the ambient music of, well, not really ambient, but my point is that you can't enjoy the ambience of the lobby when I'm recording, because if I were to raise the volume such that you could easily hear that and appreciate that, once I got into a hunt it would drown me out, because it's just so much louder. Got wolves more. Yeah, Monster Hunter is very loud. There's just a lot going on. And it's blowhole time. And I will Bloodwind. You should always go demonized mode when using Bloodwind, for the reason that you can get your charge up very easily in doing that. It's basically free charge. Get his face here. It works well that I've got Bludgeoner here too, for this particular monster. The Nikakos weapons are also quite good for Bludgeoner, but there are actually some options that are better than Nikakos, depending on the weapon type. I think I have Nikakos for Greatsword, and I think I'm wanting to make one for something else. I don't know. I don't think I've made all the Nikakos weapons that I wanted to. Of course, referring to the skeletal Nikakos weapons, there are also the other, you know, much like the armor, there are two types of Nikakos weapon that you can make. One has the sort of blue coloration, and the other is skeletal in design. Might as well go in there. Yeah. Land compensation will have dealt the damage, fear not. I might do a fairly long recording today. I'm in the mood. I haven't eaten today, which means that it'll be, you know, I'll have periods where I'll be a bit hungry, but oh well. Nothing too unusual for Doomlink. We've broken the face there. It's good damage here, but it is kind of risky to be in this spot. Very satisfying to be able to hit this repeatedly though, knowing the amount of damage that I'm dealing. But yeah, for some reason Nikakos is one of those monsters that I find myself hunting very regularly, and you would probably be able to see that from the recordings that I do. There's usually one Nikakos and one Acantor that I do each time. And that's not by choice. It just happens to be that someone always wants to hunt it. Yeah, it's good that someone ate for insurance. It's always reassuring to have that. Need to get out of the habit of rolling when I'm turning blue. Oh. That was a good flinch there. It looked like it hurt. That much I can say with certainty. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Elemental Bludgeoner. I think it's really fun. It again is the closest thing to the Awaken endgame experience that is the Bludgeoner endgame. The idea being that there are weapons that will work elementally that aren't your standard elemental weapons that you use. That's how I treat it, and it's good fun. It just allows me to enjoy a wider range of weaponry, or a wider range of weapons. And it's great. I still haven't made all the weapons that I wanted to make because I sat down and, I sat down for like 3 or 4 hours and made a lot in one sitting, and then after that I haven't made any. So I've probably gotten through about 60% of the weapons that I wanted to make, maybe 70%, but yeah, that's still going to be a bit of work to make all of the weapons that I wanted to make. The most time-consuming venture will be to fight Elderfrost, as much as I need to make all the Elderfrost weapons. I mean, I think there are probably 4 Elderfrost weapons that I need to make. I think it's the Lance, the Sword and Shield, I mean, well, I'm not even going to try to list them, but it's a lot. A lot of weapons. And I'm not looking forward to it, because I've already fought Elderfrost a lot, you know? I made the bow before doing all this, and I think maybe something else as well. But mainly the bow. Which actually took a while to make. I think the bow is one of the harder ones to make. I think you need a lot of materials for that. I seem to recall that you need a Gammoth Pallium. I think it's like 2 Gammoth Palliums, and I can't remember if Elderfrost has a rare item of his own, but the number of trunk spines that were needed was close enough to needing what would be an Elderfrost Pallium. He's going to shoot his laser soon, so I'm ready to get out of the way, hopefully. Just want to get this damage out while I have Wolf's Maw in effect. I think he's bound to do it. It's hard to know when he's about to do it. You roughly know because of... Here we go. That's the indication. It's when he lowers the shell above his head. After it's been raised vertically. You can see that I'm being quite aggressive right now. I'm just trying to get out as much damage as I can. But yeah, he's getting towards the end of his health. Nice work. Then Death Laser. Good night. He goes out with a bang, to say the least. But yeah, I actually need Nikako's stuff. Not really G-rank stuff, I don't think. It's mostly low-rank stuff, to be honest. It's really annoying. It's, I think, Scary Nikako's arm brace. Scary? Are you serious? Who translated this? I guess frightening is too long. I guess they went with scary because otherwise it just wouldn't fit. That's one of the benefits to a language like Japanese, where you can get a whole word in one character. Like frightening would be its own kanji character, so you wouldn't have to worry about not having enough space. Whereas in the English language, certain words are just really long. So, I mean, frightening's not a really long word, but the, you know, terrifying, frightening are all longer than scary, so... yeah. Yeah, Hellblade powder is disgusting. The fact that that has to be gathered from shinies is just awful. I'm telling you, they take great pleasure in that. They take great pleasure in that people have to go and do that. That would have been a decision that was made in sort of a conniving sort of way. This guy is straight on the quest board, and he's going to find himself straight out of the room as soon as that quest is posted. When you're ready. When you're ready. Because you have to understand that there is an unspoken gesture in what he's doing here. And it is that, well, I'm going to the quest board first, so I'm going to post first. With no regard whatsoever for protocol or decency even. Because you'd ask, wouldn't you? He probably thinks it's his turn because it was Pablo's quest. Okay, seriously, you're going to be kicked on the basis that you're wasting our time. Don't do it, 15. Autonomic, do you know what you want to hunt? May I choose mission? There you go. You know what? No, says Pablo. Well, hold your horses. Auto first. No, he's not getting kicked now because he actually asked. It's when people post things without asking that I feel that a kick is absolutely warranted. Oh yeah, that's right, we're doing the... Well, hopefully this guy knows what this quest is, otherwise he's going to be like, what, a gathering quest? I'm not doing that, and then he leaves. But, you know, I can't really help that. If he chooses to do that, then whatever. But, yeah. But, you know, if a person pulls themselves up before they've gone and posted a quest and actually asks, then yeah, I'm not going to remove them. I have no reason to do that. Because my grievance was that he was taking it upon himself to post without confirming. Seems like he is willing to... Oh, he knows what the quest is. He's got Jawbreaker. I don't think I've seen someone use that gun before. Ice attack, element attacker. This is an interesting setup. Bloody hell. This shouldn't be too long of a hunt, honestly. It's not like the lockdown strategy, but it'll still be reasonably fast. Pablo is running Elemental Heavy Bowgun, based on the loadout. That's what Fatalis, that's what Elatrion's armor set is. It's element attack up and all that business, so... And it's an Elemental Heavy Bowgun, so... Yeah, that's what he's running. I guess different for this game, but... It was fairly common to see back in Tri. I can't wait for a time when I can stream for Ultimate to you guys on a regular basis. It will happen in the future. I look forward to it. But I'll get myself to 999 here first before I get started with that. Pablo's dropping a trap. In you come. He's not being very cooperative, as you can see. Now he is. Good boy. Hopefully I'm not too close. Of course, Shot Booster doesn't affect close range shooting. If you're out of critical distance because you're too close, then Shot Booster's not going to help you. Oh, sorry, 15. It'd be great if you didn't line up with me. I'd be mighty appreciative of that. I understand the logic, you know, we're both positioning ourselves in the same way because we are going for the best piercings, but yeah, not great. I think he's going to be limping out pretty soon. Pablo's on trap duty and he's doing well. It's not the best angle here. If I can get through the fists, then that's good, but I'm sort of missing them. The reason why is because I don't want to accidentally shoot into the ground. I'll hold off on gunpowder infusion just for the moment. Oh, whoops. Only got 2 level 3 shots here. I do have Supernova too, but he's quite mobile, so I might not bother with that until I am certain that I can get it off. Like now. He's having a bad day. Way too close. I tried to get away from him, but I could only go so far. I did have the environment blocking my movements there. We also have to be very careful not to kill him in the lava. That would be kind of annoying. I mean, I won't be carving him, but yeah. Unfortunately, once he starts digging, he will reach a threshold. He cannot be killed while digging. But of course, you can still deal damage to him if he hasn't reached the threshold yet. Come on. When you're ready. Took your sweet time, didn't you? Delaying the inevitable, my friend. Yeah, you're free to carve. Pablo's carve it all. Yeah, if you don't have as much Brachydio stuff, then you may as well. Alright, let's see what we've got. There's nothing that I really need, but... you never know. Sheathing plus H, armor plus 10, I'll take it. Biology plus 10, 3 slot, I've probably got one of those. Elemental plus 7, fire attack plus 7, I don't think so, but... no, I'll take it. Might be good. I would never use it, but may as well take it. Hey, gaming. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, look, the Joy-Cons are just not... I'm guessing you're using the Joy-Cons in the controller? Like you have the Joy-Con controller and all that? They're not too reliable, I don't think. Of course, the first thought would be that they have low charge if they're disconnecting, but I'm guessing you've ruled that out as a possibility. I use a PS3 controller. What the fuck? Shit! I don't even know what I just ate. What did I just eat? Was it what I wanted to eat? Shit! I just had a sudden mental blank where I thought that X was to select. So, oh, fuck it. Thought I was going back, but I was instead making selections. What I wanted to do was go back and use a fucking gourmet voucher. That's so annoying. Whose turn? Yours. Bloody hell. What's my thoughts on the Steam Deck? I don't have any thoughts. No thoughts whatsoever. Yeah, there's no real point in using the Joy-Cons if you're playing the game, or playing the console docked. There's just no reason to use them, so... there is a reason if you're playing a game that makes use of the motion controls such that it would be a worse experience to not use the Joy-Cons, but... yeah, I would recommend getting either the Switch Pro controller or something else that would work that's not going to relate to the Joy-Cons. I've just heard a lot of people having problems with the Joy-Cons. I've never had problems with them personally, but I only used them as a controller for maybe 12 months. I'd say, if even that, might have been closer to 8 months. I don't remember now. I bought my Switch to play this game, and I held off on getting the Magic NS, which is the physical add-on that allows me to use whatever controller I want. I held off on getting that for quite some time. And I eventually got it, I think, you know, assuming that I got the console in October of 2018, I suppose it would have been around May of 2019 when I got the Magic NS, something along those lines. A Gaming deleted World from his library. I didn't delete it from my library, but I did uninstall it. Grimclaw 5. You poor bastard. I've no desire to do your fucking deviant quests, mate. Like, seriously. This is what you post? Thank you for that reaction part, though, because he's gone and taken it off the board. Out of embarrassment. And I'm glad, because I'm not doing that crap. I'm not doing a high rank fucking deviant quest. Now I understand it might be hard for people to get them done, but just make a bloody room for it. Thank you, this is a real quest. God's sake. I usually don't say no deviant in the room information, but the thing is, I'm fine with deviants, just not high rank ones. Well, I'm sort of fine with deviants. Let's not go so far as to say I'm completely fine with deviants, because you all know that's not true. I will use elemental gun lance. Oh, whoops, I already ate, that's right. I'm still pissed about that. Missed out on Exchanger because I had a mental blank and thought I was playing a Sony Monster Hunter game. Fuck me. It is extremely annoying to go back and forth between games, like particularly if you're using the same controller, and I do use this controller. when I'm playing the games on PC, but like if I'm playing 1st or 2nd gen Monster Hunter, and I'm using X to select, and then I come to this game where I have to press circle, it's bloody annoying. And then to make matters even more confusing, I'm playing the Japanese version of Monster Hunter 1, and because that's a Japanese game, they use circle to select, and so, it is phenomenally confusing. Not all the time, but if you ever have a moment where you do something without thinking, and your subconscious takes over, sometimes your subconscious will default to something that is not applicable to the game that you're playing, such as, you know, you've gone to the wrong button to select, and so, yeah. I missed out on Exchanger, I regret to say. But, that's life. Sadly, no Garn skills on this set, which I can live with. Actually, there goes the guy. He could not have died faster. As soon as he was... I mean, I understand the problem. I don't necessarily think that he did something stupid. I think he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But, yeah, his defense is not very good. I can't remember what his armor set is, but I think it's full Neset, and if he's going full Neset, his ice res plus his defense value shouldn't be getting him basically one-shot by that attack, unless he forgot to eat or something. But, yeah, that's a bit weird. Uh-oh. This is bad, this is bad. I can't do anything. I'm not able to... Oh god, no. Nope. All of my nope. No way in hell. At least I didn't have Exchanger, to be honest. But yeah, 3 deaths in less than a minute. Obviously we're not continuing with that, we will try again. Which I'm fine with doing, and quite frankly, this is a quest where I would like to have guard up, because that was the situation there. You know, if you can't rely on your shield and you're using a gun lance, I mean, what can you do? You're basically unable to do anything in that moment, so... And that was exactly how it was with me there, so... I mean, maybe I could have done something better than that. I technically could have gotten out of the way, because I think I had the Hunter art that allows me to... I can't remember what it's called now. You know, the shield assault equivalent. What is it? Blast Dash. I had Blast Dash, so I could have used that as an evasive maneuver, but I couldn't work out what the fuck to do with myself in that moment. Which I suppose I can only blame myself for. Alright, come on, Exchanger. Come on, baby. I wish it was a fixed skill, I really do. I'll go for defense up. And weakener. Alright. Might have a bit of whiskey. Oh, I've still got a tiny bit of whiskey from last night. If you let a tiny amount of whiskey sit in a glass overnight, it actually loses a bit of its flavour. Interesting. I'm sure there's a reason why. I just don't really know what that is. Don't know what Bob has today, some sort of... Yeah, well, a power tool, yes. I don't know what it is. Sounded like a drill? Yeah, a drill. What the hell? Hey Doom, if I donated you the money you needed to get a PS5, would you play World with me? No. No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. I'm done with that game. The only time that I'm going to play it is when I... There goes Pablo. But it is high damage, that beam, I will tell you. But, yeah, the thing is, I will play World, but only base World, and only when playing it will allow me to experience the nostalgia of the year 2018 in many years to come. You know, it will take me straight back to the year 2018, and it'll be nice. It'll be like a time capsule. And I have fond memories of playing World when it first came out with a big group of people. It really inspired me to get back into Monster Hunter, actually, because I was sort of on a bit of a Monster Hunter hiatus during that time, leading up to the release of World, because I had sort of burnt myself out. And, you know, playing with those people really brought it back for me, so I do have fond memories of that. It doesn't matter what Monster Hunter game it would have been, the experience would have been the same. But because it was World, I can look back on World's release and say that I had fun. So, there you go. And for that reason, it will have nostalgic value in the future. But for now, no. No way in hell. Well, if you have guard... You do have guard boost, Pablo. Maybe it came from the side. Because from my perspective, you were facing away from the beam. And so it probably ended up hitting you from the side. Thus, going around your guard. But yeah, that beam's pretty rough. The good thing about his digging attack is that the hitbox is tiny. It's this tiny little hitbox. Oh god, he's eating me. I like how he turns fat when he starts eating you. It's like they're trying to say that you're fat. You're filling up his stomach so much that he has to bloat himself like that. Okay, fine, controller. Is he eating me again? Fuck me sideways. Give me a fucking break. Seriously. Oh god, his dorsal fin went flaccid. I feel very much the same. Uh-oh. I need to get hit by that. I don't know if that ended up hitting him. I can pray. You can see I don't have Guard Plus, I only have Guard Up. Which is why I lost so much stamina when I shielded that. I do have Dragon Blast, but I'll have to wait for the appropriate time to use them. And now is not that time. But yeah, there's an example of the really tiny hitbox of that attack. I love it. Because the thing is, it would be a double whammy otherwise. You'd get caught by that attack because of the tremor. What he does is cause tremor, which keeps you in place, and then you could very easily get comboed. But it doesn't happen that way. That was a good damage threshold there. Again, we can only hope that that made contact. I'll use Dragon Blast now. Just missed the damage of that slam. Sadly. That's a heavy attack. You can see that I'm struggling to get a full combo out though. Managed to do it there. And I think I will sharpen up. I think I started with purple, didn't I? Yes, I did. Of course, it doesn't last too long, but at least I have sharpness skills. Always need sharpness skills with the gun lance. Stop with the roaring. Give me a break. Every time I go to get my heavy slam out, he goes and flinches me with a roar. It's fucking indecent. Just can't quite get a good combo out with him. Might try to do a wyvern fire soon. Okay. I mean, part of my frustrations right now are related to the fact that I'm using a gun lance. I do find that in most hunts I feel like I'm either not safe or I'm not dealing the damage that I want to when I'm using gun lance. I just don't like the gun lance weapon type. I can't understand how some people can only use gun lance for a long period of time. I can do a bit of gun lance, but after a while it starts to drive me insane. Shit happens, Pablo. Don't worry about it. It's a hyper monster. Yeah. That's the one good thing about gunlance, walking around and shooting your teammates at the end of a quest. It's quite satisfying. Check this out. Autonomic didn't get hit, apparently. Juvenator was watching earlier on. I guess he decided not to join today. He's been playing other stuff. He finished Dark Souls 3 today, apparently. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is. I don't think he's done the DLC. So, but I guess he's finished the main game. Yeah. Autonomic didn't get hit except when I came on the scene. I launched him over. I'll be up for World at War after this recording, Potato. You better believe it. I'll touch base with you after this. I'll slide into your DMs, as they say. I can't believe I just said that. Because that's never been funny. Not even partially. No exchanger again. Auto's turn. Yeah, we'll do that. Then it'll be in a smooth descending order, just to keep it simple. Defender high with attacker large. That's not too common. May as well do that. Well, it is Pablo's turn, but if he'd rather give it to Autonomic and then he has the turn after Autonomic, then that would simplify things, because otherwise we'd be going player 4, player 3, player 2, player 4. Yeah, so it would be backwards, basically. Works well enough. see what we've got on the board. Sergio's. Again, I'm guessing you need to clear this quest, Autonomic, which is why it's not hyper. Right. I will go ranged. I have no desire whatsoever to go Blade Master with this monster in this moment. I thought about it, I simulated the process in my head, and I had an immediate reaction. A very visceral, incontrovertible reaction. In other words, it couldn't possibly be construed any other way, and that was, fuck no. And, yeah. As a result, I'll be using this, and I will have to remember not to drink a cool drink at the start of this quest. Because I will be able to make use of... I was going to say ruthlessness. It's not ruthlessness, it's a different skill. It's resentment. There you go. Ruthlessness is something like weakness exploit, and like it's a mixed skill from 4 Ultimate, basically. I keep forgetting what it is. It's something like Challenger +2 and weakness exploit. Something like that. It's a good skill. It's very good, but it's certainly not what I have right now, so... Yeah. I don't remember what it is because it's been so long since I was regularly playing for Ultimate. It feels like a different era of my life, playing for Ultimate. I'd play more, it's just... I don't know. Well, I know why. I'd just rather not get into it. It relates to the fact that I don't feel like I can easily just get into a hunt whenever I want. With the people in that rather small community. And some of them, like the higher ranked people, unsurprisingly want to do guild quests, and I really don't. I don't like doing guild quests in that game. I'm willing to do it these days because I haven't done guild quests in so long. Like, when I do a guild quest now, it's almost like a nostalgic experience. But I don't like guild quests at all. It's not the end game that I appreciate. Critical eye +2 and weakness exploit. I was almost right. I knew it was focused very heavily on affinity increase. But rather than Challenger +2, it was Critical Eye +2. I don't know why, it looked like that Slagtoth moved forward really quickly when I first entered this area. I didn't drink a cool drink, thank God for that. Oh, Sergio's. He starts in either 7 or 4. I don't know which of the two. I think it's 7. Well, I can find out right now. 7. Oops. Yeah, I was expecting this to be in the desert, but whatever. This is fine too. Alright, catch you later, potato. You have a good night's rest. Hitting the weak point consistently here with this Sergios is not going to be the easiest thing. Oh god. Turns out that I'm not going to be playing World at War with Potato today because he's going to be sleeping. So, whatever. I guess I can try tomorrow. It's a shame I got all excited for that. I try to play World at War with Ethan, it's just that... I don't know. Our schedules aren't lining up very well at the moment. Because you see, he works evening shifts and I work evening shifts, which means that given that our time zones are so very different, that does not align at all. In other words, he's working when I'm free, and I'm working when he's free. So, it's not always that way, but more often than not, yes. I helped to cut that tail. It looked like it though, didn't it? You have to admit. Yeah, Vernon's basically a vampire. Fuck off. Good flash bomb. Almost got him mid-air. Alright, no problem. Someone tried to flash his anus there. Of course, with elemental shots, I believe you don't really have to worry so much about critical distance. You do somewhat have to worry about critical distance with Pierce Thunder, or Pierce Element, but the physical damage being dealt is so small that it almost doesn't matter whether you're in or out of critical distance, so I wouldn't worry about it. Technically, yes, critical distance will affect damage, but not in any significant way. Technically, all elemental shots do a tiny amount of physical damage, though. So, technically, critical distance will affect damage, but again, it's a tiny amount of physical. Maybe it's because, in terms of the... I don't know how it works, but maybe mathematically speaking, in terms of the internal workings of the game, it would be better to be able to deal some physical damage. Maybe the game wouldn't like pure elemental calculations, I don't know, but... Uh-oh. He very quickly closed the distance with me. Goodbye. You poor bastard. You didn't stand a chance. I need to get a bottle of brandy or something. It's been so long since I've had good brandy. To get a nice cognac or something. I don't know when I'll do that, but probably not next week. I've got some expenses. Well, this coming week, I should say. It's Sunday today. Yeah, I've got some expenses, so probably won't do that. What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were putting down a trap. How dare you? Take this. Did you get a mount, Pablo? I didn't notice. I don't think you did. So I suppose you tried and failed. I got a distinction. Wow. I must have done very well. There seems to be a vehicle in the street, creating low-frequency hum. Do forgive it. Whose turn? Well, it's not your turn, I'll tell you that. When it's your turn, you'll know. Funny guy. Pablo's turn. We need to take a group photo before leaving. I suppose that's true. Oh, Makakos again? Okay. What would be fun? Dragon? No, I think last time I used dragon it didn't seem to be that effective, so... what's his secondary weakness? Maybe I won't bother with that. Maybe what I'll do... I think I'll go... Pierce bow. Raw Pierce bow. In other words... The Hoi... Hoi... I don't even know how to say that. Hoi? Hoi? It's a fucking weird name. In the words of Linebeck. Hoi, that's a weird name. I don't remember if this thing can shoot with coatings. Yeah, just exhaust. Sounds about right. Insurance ready. Hopefully I'll have Exchanger ready. I think Exchanger, honestly, is a bad translation of whatever they were meaning to call it. My guess is that it was actually called Trader in Japanese, which was to mean like a merchant, like a person who is savvy in transactions who will therefore be able to get more than what you otherwise would, like, you know, treating it as a commodity or something like that. So you'd get, because the person is savvy in what they do, they get more. But Exchanger, I don't feel fits in with that concept. So I think Exchanger was interpreted as a translation of trader, because to trade is to exchange, but if we're saying trader in the context of like a merchant, then that doesn't work. That's a bad translation. And Exchanger, for the effect that Exchanger gives, doesn't make sense, in my opinion. So I would guess that it's a bad translation. And people don't think about that, you know, people take the English translation at face value and don't question it, but sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Part of it is also due to the fact that Japanese is very much an implied language, like it's not explicit at all. And sometimes you have to take some creative license to bring it over to English, but certainly in that case I feel like it's definitely not Exchanger, it's rather trader or merchant, like feline trader, feline merchant, something along those lines. Whereas Exchanger, it's like, what am I exchanging? I don't know. That's the way I look at it. I'll just go for the level 3 charge, which visually looks like a level 2 charge because I have focus. Ow. Get away from me. I don't trust anything of what you do. I was able to not get hit for quite some time now. That was funny. I still don't have triple volley 3, or at least I don't think I do. I might, but I don't think so. Try to fire off into that weak point as well. But yeah, I don't have to worry about ammunition or anything like that. No need to worry about ammunition or coatings. I'm at maximum damage the whole time, which is good. It's better that way. This is what I use for Lao, honestly. But I'm starting to get sick of using bow on Lao Shan though. It's becoming monotonous. Who the fuck is doing this? It's autonomic. He's flinching me, damn it. The funny thing is also, and I've mentioned this before, but the tentacles actually work really well with Pierce because their width is far greater than the design would indicate. So in other words, there is more to pierce through than it looks. So if I were to shoot the tentacles, it would work rather well. You can see that you're basically getting maximum piercings out of something so small. Or something so thin, I guess we could say. Ow. Stop this thing. I didn't realize that I'd turned blue. I know all about what you're doing right now, and I did press the buttons to do tactical retreat, but as you know with Hunter Arts, there is a delay between the last animation that you've done while attacking and your ability to use a Hunter Arts, so that's the reason why I died there, unfortunately. I mean, part of that was definitely to do with the fact that I was being really fucking lazy. I was just continuing with whatever I was doing, even though I knew full well that he was about to charge me. And I thought I was safe because I had tactical retreat, but I wasn't able to use that because I had a period in time in which I couldn't use Hunter Arts that prevented me from using it when I needed to use it, which was definitely unfortunate. If you could maybe leave me alone. I feel like you're a bit focused on me right now. You don't appreciate it. My name for the shell. He's weak point in there. I don't know what he's doing right now. I guess he's shooting laser beams around the place. None of my business. I'm busy doing damage. Oh, I haven't been doing power shots. Fucking hell. I mean, I don't know if you guys notice that sort of thing, but the reason why I'm not doing power shots is because I'm so used to, you know, using bow in games where power shot doesn't exist. So that's why I haven't been doing power shots, if you're wondering. Ugh. I think I've literally got, yeah, true shot up, which increases power shot damage, so it's very foolish of me not to be doing power shots. But that's why. It's not because I've made a calculated decision not to use power shots. Most certainly not. I'm used to playing games where you can't even do it. Silence yourself. That guy goes. Might do triple volley. It's been charged up for a long time. Now I'll get in position to attack that phase. That's the closest thing to slime. In fact, that is slime. That is straight up slime. I was going to say it's the closest thing to slime that doesn't belong to Brachydios, but it is actually slime. It's not the closest thing to. It's literally that. Trying to get out of the way of this tentacle. Again, the face is my current target. Whatever. Need to stay away from that. The funny thing is, you can aim for that weak point at any time if you're a gunner. It's just your attention is drawn to it because Nikakos is allowing Blade Masters to get in there and hit it. But it's always something you can pierce into. I aim for it at that time because I can't hit the face. Because his face is buried in the ground. It'll be laser time soon. Oh, don't need to get caught in that. So I'm trying to hit the face, but it's getting caught in the tentacles instead. Someone has bound Nikakos in place, which is good. Of course, keeping in mind that I need to be ready to avoid any laser beam that is fired my way, which can come at any time. Actually, I do know the indication of when he's about to do it. It's when he lowers the head piece into the ground. Such as right now. Oh, he's turning it that way. Death number 2. There you are. I think he's doing another laser beam. There we go. Not today, mister. Well, he fired it off in the end. Good hunt. I almost soiled my pants, says Potato, or rather Parlo, not Potato. Potato's too busy sleeping to soil himself. Oh, I got another scary arm brace. Oh, it's so scary. Just having it in my pouches, causing me to shiver and My teeth to chatter. Imagine being so elegantly shot by your teammate. That's me. Haven't acquired a secret soul orb yet. I guess because it's so very secretive. Well, thank God for that. It is now 15's turn, and he knows it. He knows it to be true. He was probably left a little confused by the changing of the order, but he's worked it out now. He's been here for a while. That he has. Hey Juvenator. If you want to join after this hunt, you're welcome to. Just let me know. I won't remove this guy before he gets a chance to post his quest, this time around. But after this hunt I can bring you in. Alrighty, we'll do that then. Let's see what he posts. He knows not to post high-rank deviants. I do find it funny that an uppercase LOL was enough from Pablo to get this guy to take the quest off the board. It was great. Great to see. He's having a hard time finding what he wants to do in spite of the fact that he's had probably 30 minutes to make a fucking decision. Okay. Oh, well that's fine. I can live with that. Hyperglavinus. Glaive anus. What should I use? Something fun. Hunting horn. Twin shell castanet? It should be called Click-Clack. This is not the correct name. No, but really, it should be Click-Clack. That's what it was in Freedom Unite. In fact, that's what it was in For Ultimate, even. How dare they change it from Click-Clack to Twin Shell Castanet? I think it was called Twin Shell Castanet at an earlier upgrade level in Freedom Unite. It's just not good enough. You've castrated the bloody weapon by calling it Twin Shell Castanet instead of Click-Clack. Click-Clack is a fucking... You know, that's a real man's name. I don't know what I'm even implying by saying that. I'm sorry to hear that, Barbara. Oh, I haven't seen that in a while. That's probably the second time I've seen someone use the Shark Lance in this game, apart from myself. It's one of my joke weapons that I use for joke weapon roulette, but... yeah, it's not often that you see this weapon. What did I think of Dark Souls when I first played it? Well, my opinion of Dark Souls was very different from your average person when I first played it, because I was coming from Demon Souls, but if you rather me and what did I think when I first played a Souls game? I thought it was incredible. Well, speaking of Demon Souls, I was really impressed with the game. It was a game that I respected deeply. The environment in which it released, the way that it asked so much of you, yet it didn't need you to be there. It was like, you can play me or you can fuck off. That was the experience that I had with that game, and it was, you know, it was amazing. And as far as my gaming experience is concerned, it had a huge impact. And I'll never forget that experience. And I don't know if anyone playing Demon Souls for the first time in the PS5 version were able to experience what I experienced. I would guess not. But I'm sure they would have gotten a taste of it. At least. Alright, so hopefully I've got the notes correct. I do not. Let's have a look. Okay, I've got it around the other way. We start with red, and then blue, and then... yeah. Actually, I'll hold off on playing this song until Pablo gets in here. So in the meantime, I will work on self-improvement. Please don't. That was so close. I couldn't really get out of the way of that. Did I go from full health to this amount of health? Is my defense really that bad? I can't really check because I have my notes up. But maybe I wasn't at full health. Maybe I had lost a little bit of health from something. I don't know what it would have been, but anyway. I don't think I have attacks harder to break, but I don't think I need it. I think I'm alright. And now 15's out of the room. Hopefully he's back by the time I'm ready to play my attack up zone. Alright. Now I must secrete myself behind some kind of object so that I may play this without being attacked. Sadly, there is nothing for me to hide behind. Again, I will not be using Euphony, because I find it harder to keep track of the effectiveness of the songs, or rather the length of time that the songs are effective for, if I have them all automatically working for me. But that's not really how I wanted to phrase that. If they're all in effect, and the timing is different for myself as compared to the team, then it becomes more confusing. I've reset the timer with attack boost, and Glavenus is on the ground. I would feel sorry for him, but I don't. And there is not much more that needs to be said than that. Hey Arexion, good to see you. At your earliest convenience, I would recommend that you set up Hunsterverse, unless you really are intending to play Portable Third on your PSP, which is fine if you want to, but it is better emulated. It is a better experience, and you'd be able to play with people. Notably me. I'd recommend setting up Hunsterverse, but you're looking up videos, you don't need to. There's no need to. Go on the website, go on the Hunsterverse website, and there is a step-by-step guide on how to set it up, and it's quite comprehensive, so I would recommend you do that. You don't really need a video for it. It'll take you about 5 minutes. You only need to download OpenVPN. It's nothing there's nothing terribly inconvenient about it, and I will say that even if it is a bit of a process to set up, the result is amazing. The result is that you have a big community to play the PSP Monster Hunter games with more smoothly than you ever could back in the old ad hoc days, with Ad Hoc Party and X-Link Kai. It's very smooth, and it's, you know, there's more people playing those games than there are playing 3 Ultimate now on the official servers, so like a considerable number more. In fact, that's not really saying much, but yeah, lots of people to play with, and I definitely recommend that. If you could get it set up, like, well, I don't know. I was going to say if you could get it set up today, then I'd be able to play with you today, but I don't know if you would want that, because I would be using high rank stuff in Portable Third, and you might want to go through Portable Third nice and slowly, like complete the village first, so that's over to you. But I'd love an excuse to play Portable Third, because unfortunately a lot of the people playing Portable Third just don't have a good connection to me, personally. So, yeah, usually laggy hunts are what I have to deal with in Portable Third these days, but oh, I haven't been focusing on my songs. It's not very good at all. I've been too busy talking about other things. Did I ever do a speedrun in a Souls game? Yes. Demon Souls and Dark Souls I did speedrun for a very short period of time. Not competitively, not like, you know, giving anyone else a run for their money or anything like that. But, you know, when I was looking for ways to enjoy the game outside of just making new builds and engaging in the PvP community, I was doing a little bit of speedrunning, but I didn't continue with that for very long. Because before long I was ready to take a break from Souls for a few years. It was around the time Dark Souls 2 came out, a little bit before, and I was just ready to move on. I'm getting hit by everything. All I'm trying to do is play my music. If you could please allow me that. And I will find the occasion to use Sonic Smash. The requisite being that I am not at risk before using it. Is that a reaction to what I was saying about Hunsterverse, Araxian, or what I was saying about speedrunning Souls? If it's in reference to Hunsterverse, then yeah, it's absolutely worthwhile playing on Hunsterverse. Oh right, speedrunning Souls. It's not, no, well, I didn't really speedrun very much. Again, it was like probably a month or 2 of me doing it. It didn't last long. I don't speedrun games. Those are the only games I've ever speedrun. I've been getting hit an incredible amount. I mean, if you haven't noticed, I've been playing really terribly this game, and I don't really know why. I guess I'm not paying attention at all. That would probably be the issue. And I didn't end up using Sonic Smash. I think I did actually have I was presented with an opportunity to use it, but I didn't use it, because I'm not paying attention at all. I need to start actually paying attention to what I'm doing in this hunt. So I will do that. Well, Laminus did want to actually prevent me from playing my music in that moment, but fortunately, he was flinched. And I will use Sonic Smash now. I have been very, very clearly reprimanded for what I've done. In fact, I would go so far as to say I was castigated for what I just did by the monster. And I'm not happy about that. Yeah, I was saying that before as well, Vernon. The only person that I've ever seen use that, I saw one person use it that wasn't me. I'm pretty sure. I'm out of potions. Like, I have played so poor. It's been a long time since I've run out of potions. But you guys know that to be a fact. When was the last time you saw me run out of potions in a recorder? That's how badly I've been playing right now. And it's fucking sad. I have to rely on max potions now. Capstra. It's not that bad. I do still have max potions. But, I mean, you know, if it needs to be done, yes, I will use the camp. Alright, let's get attack up. What the fuck is that? Bob, what is that? That's more disruptive than usual. Whatever the fuck that is. He's drilling into some sort of... No. I'm playing my music. I can't do anything. I'm glad it didn't deal much damage to me, but shit. I couldn't do anything. Well, actually, I do have life powders as an option as well, so... That is there. I am going to sharpen up. This has not been a good hunt for me at all. It's been a particularly pathetic one, actually. Need to top up my attack for the team. Go away, Conga. I don't need to deal with you right now. Death number 1. I don't know what Bob's doing. It's fucking disruptive, whatever he's doing. There's nothing more annoying than one of those flailing heads and you're missing every fucking attack. It's really annoying. I'm tempted to go for the capture to shorten the length of time that this quest is going to go for. Seriously. But I don't think I will. I just don't like capturing hyper monsters, quite frankly. Ow. I will... No. I don't need this right now. Ugh, what are you doing, man? Like, literally, my character starts going into this fucking combo. I didn't even intend for that. It looks like 15T wanted to go for a capture. Now that would be okay, because it's his quest. Pablo found that to be very funny, apparently. He sent an LMAO in the chat, in all caps. Shiny. Get some powder. Not this time, not this time. What the hell? Your shield is green. Why is your shield green? Maybe it's some alchemy shit, I don't know. What's the deal with that? Anyway. I won't question it. Well, I've already questioned it, so it's a bit late to be saying that. Oh dear. I got a tail piece, which is nice. $887, almost at 890. Slowly but surely edging my way towards 900. It is a slow process. When you start to pay attention to it, it's really slow. When you don't pay attention to it, you know, you go up the hunter ranks so fucking quickly, but when you start paying attention to it, it's slow. Very slow. Oh. It's green because if the monster hits me, I heal anyone close to me. Interesting. Is that a lance-based skill? Or hunter art, I should say, lance-based hunter art? Or is that just a... I suppose it would have to be, wouldn't it? Yeah. Should you play Dark Souls 2? Not until you've finished Dark Souls 1. Finish Dark Souls 1 first. Because from what I understand, Juvenator, you started with Dark Souls 1, and then went to Dark Souls 3, finished Dark Souls 3, and you still have yet to focus on Dark Souls 1, so... You are not forced to follow what I say, but... if you want to hear it from me, I would not recommend that you play Dark Souls 2 until you're done with Dark Souls 1. You need a very firm basis from which to evaluate Dark Souls 2 and its quality. And I'd prefer that you finished that game first. Actually, that's probably not appropriate for blunt. Do I have a blunt water lance? I don't think I do. No, doesn't look like it. I wouldn't use Shark Assault for that anyway. Oh, I do. No, I don't. That's another. I've got 3 water lances. 2 of them are joke weapons, 1 of them's a legitimate one, and none of them are blunt. So, I guess I'll use this. True Obliterator. Which might seem strange for me to say that this is a blunt weapon, but you can see I don't have much white or blue with this lance, so it works. I actually don't like strength builds very much at all, Juvenator, but I can understand why you enjoy them. Some bosses just punish you for being shield reliant, that's all. But in terms of PvE, for the most part, when you're just fighting enemies, yeah, strength builds are pretty good. It's mostly bosses where you get punished. Hey, there's Exchanger. It's about fucking time. I've got cool cat. I'm a cool cat. Alright. Off we go. This is probably the second time I've used this lance with a bludgeoner set. Again, it seems strange to use a white sharpness weapon for a bludgeoner set, but if you did take note of the sharpness levels, yeah, this is perfectly fine for bludgeoner. It's a Fatalis weapon, that's how they are. What are we hunting again? Agnaktor. God. Agnaktor in this area is just so wrong. It is so wrong that Agnaktor is in this location. It's almost sickening. He belongs in the 3rd gen volcano, thank you very much. I can sort of forgive him being in the volcanic hollow, but in the 2nd gen volcano? What the fuck? That's awful. Anyway. No, it doesn't, Beans. The reason why this is okay for Bludgeoner is because I very quickly enter green sharpness, given how little white sharpness and blue sharpness I have. That's the reason why this is still viable for Bludgeoner. You don't get a bonus until you reach... excuse the background noise. You don't actually reach a damage increase until you hit green sharpness. If that's... Oh my god. I'm sorry, Juvenator, I actually forgot to bring you in. You didn't say anything, but I actually completely forgot to bring you in. I absolutely apologize for that. That is purely because I forgot. Did not keep that in mind. What I was going to say was that if background noise persists for one reason or another, this recording will be cut short, but I almost wouldn't say cut short. I mean, I'm past the 2-hour mark, but I was going to do a longer recording, but if it seems like there's going to be a lot of background noise, it will cease. Not the background noise, but rather the recording. But as soon as I was going to say that, I realized, shit, Juvenator's not even in the room yet. And that was my mistake. I will try to get you in after this, but we'll see what happens with background noise. If it's ridiculous, then I'll finish up. But yeah, because I'm using Striker with Lance, I have the ability to equip 3 Hunter Arms. And Striker is essentially what the guild experience should be, because Guild Lance ends up being different to what I'm used to. As you can see, I'm already in green sharpness, consequently, I'm now receiving my damage bonus. It is currently 310 with 60... It's only 310? Oh, it's 260. Raw. God, that's tiny. It's because the blast value is so damn high. But yeah. Perfectly viable for Bludgeoner. Although I would go so far as to say that it doesn't really have enough green sharpness. You end up in orange sharpness too quickly, but it's still fun. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Born in Cockatoo. What I was trying to say, I didn't actually finish with that thought. The reason why I use Guild Style is because I want to experience what I could experience in 4th gen, and as best as possible, what I experienced in earlier generations before 4th. And Striker ends up being the way in which I can experience that with Lance. So, for some reason they decided to make Lance play differently with Guild Style, which is different to basically all other weapon types in this game. And Enraged Guard will follow once there is an appropriate scenario for me to use it. Such as now? Well, I pressed the wrong buttons for that anyway, so just as well I wasn't in the line of fire. Just as well. I don't think Argnaktor is going to last much longer. I couldn't even finish the sentence before he died. But yeah, Juvenator, I will get you in now. I regret not removing 15T20 sooner, because I don't want to waste his time. But, yeah. I should have removed him immediately after that Glavenus hunt. So do get ready to join immediately, Juvenator, if you are able to. We will do that. Oh. I do love it when you're able to kick someone and launch them like that. I forgot what feline skill does though. I don't think it's kickboxer, I think it's something else. It's... I don't know what it is. It could be kickboxer, honestly. But it's pretty funny. Because you expect a little flinch when someone kicks you, but you end up getting launched instead. That's great to hear, Juvenator. Elemental light bow gun is good fun. Very good fun. Cut it out, Bob. Alright, so I hope you're ready to join Juvenator because I'm about to remove this guy from the room. Goodbye. And thanks for, I don't know, sticking around for so long. He was in this room for like an hour and a half. The best case scenario would have been to remove him immediately after he was able to do his quest, because as far as he's concerned, he's now wasted his time. He did a quest that ultimately was not going to lead to him getting another turn. So, yeah, I'm regretful of that, but I didn't intend for things to transpire that way. My Dragon Lightbow gun of choice in this game is the Polestar Tangaroa, that is the Nakakos Lightbow gun. I believe it is the best one. That was what I had determined when I looked through the list of bowguns. Don't know if I can make use of this triple slot. No, I can't. It's always annoying when you've got an empty triple slot in a weapon and you can't really have it work towards anything in your sound. I don't like weapon dependent loadouts, but an empty triple slot does feel bad. Merciless spike. Huh. Well, it's good damage. Supersonic. Alright. What shall I use? I won't use hammer. I'm not in a hammer mood right now. Not in a hammer mood. How about charge blade? I'll stick with this because this has a double slot that... Oh. Well, I can get critical eye plus 2 with this. I don't know why I don't have the decoration slotted. It's of course the expert jewel 2. This gives me... No, it doesn't. I'm remembering incorrectly. What is my... Oh. That's very strange that I'm remembering that incorrectly. I was pretty damn sure that... Maybe I'm thinking of a previous set that I had. I mean, I should have checked my point values, but I was pretty damn sure that I was remembering that correctly. Apparently not. Whatever. Guess that's why I don't have the jewel in there. Yeah, I'm definitely remembering a previous set. That must be what's going on. And now for the... Oh, found it immediately. I don't mind having unlucky cut, I can live with that. I just want exchanger. Yeah. Off we go. Of course, as long as you're not using Dragon Element, you're A-okay. Don't be like that guy who brought a Lao Shan Lung weapon to a Valstrax hunt and said, all monsters are weak to dying. Don't be like that guy. I'll never forget that. It wasn't on camera, I'm sorry to say. If it was on camera, that would have been a golden moment. But, yeah. That was memorable. That would be in the top 5 most memorable Monster Hunter experiences for me. Oh, I was playing with a friend at the time, but it was not on camera. Valstrax is starting over here. I didn't really get a chance to check Juvenator, but I will check after this hunt. I can see you've got... No, I can see that's a pretty good setup. I don't know if you know this, Juvenator, but when he is enraged, don't aim for the head with your elemental shots. He takes no elemental damage when enraged on the head. So when his head starts to turn really black, don't aim for that. But if he's not enraged, then go for it. That's good damage. So now, don't aim for him, because that'll be 0 damage. He does take physical damage from it, but no elemental damage. Just so you know. So of course the big thing with Valstrax is to, if you're using an elemental weapon, which you should be really, the idea is to not be hit with Dragon Blight. Where are you? I couldn't see where he was. But yeah, have I already used 4 Mega Potions? What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not playing well, clearly. But yeah, the big thing is not to be hit by Dragon Blight. That's your number 1 objective. Number 2 objective is to hit the monster. I have all the null berries I need, but I'd rather not have to use them. I'll have to use some, eventually. I definitely don't want to use all of them. Sorry, Pablo. It's going to turn quickly. There's not much I can do about that. I was stuck in a combo. That attack that he does right there, I hate that. I absolutely hate that crap. The range is just unreasonable. Wasted a file by doing that. I'll get in position for Ripper Shield here. There we go. I think this might be my last recording. I have a feeling that background noise might start to ruin everything. Yeah, I have a feeling. Oh well. I got a long enough recording in anyway, yeah. And believe me, if it's tolerable at first, it will become intolerable as time passes, because it's only going to get worse and worse. Once the hammering starts, that's when shit's going to be ridiculous. I will not use Energy Blade right now. I won't use Energy Blade unless I'm... Oh, whoops, I'm actually charged up here. Yeah. Well, at least Juvenator was able to get in for 1 hunt at least. Oh shit, I hope lag compensation dealt the damage there. I can only pray. But yeah, that was poorly positioned. The thing is, the range of Energy Blade is quite significant if you have full files, although I don't know if range changes by, or determined, excuse me, let me rephrase that in a way that makes sense in the English language. I don't know if the number of files that you are using to charge Energy Blade will directly affect the range of the attack, but I think it does. But yeah, I definitely overestimated the range there. Not flinch me, please. I will definitely have to sharpen up soon. That is gonna happen. Let's get anything out of this. But yeah, I don't think I've been Dragon Blighted yet, which is pretty good. That would be one of those rare hunts where I have managed to avoid being Dragon Blighted the whole hunt. Because he's almost dead, so we'll see how that works. We'll see if I can manage to avoid Dragon Blight right to the very end. I will do my best. Hello. I suppose I could do a... Oh no, I can't really do an SAED. Or AED as it is in this game. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh dear. Well, that's alright, still would have been a bit of damage. You piece of dung bomb, says Pablo. There you go. You piece of dung bomb. And there goes Autonomic. Don't worry about it, you'll still be able to get here in time for the cars. Because this isn't too far away from camp. In the end. Just make sure you get here as soon as possible. But you should be able to make it. And if you don't, then you can blame me, I guess. Because under normal circumstances I would have held off on killing him until you got here. But you should be fine. If it were the snowy mountains, no fucking way. Yeah, that wasn't the most organised detonation I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know who dropped the bomb. I think it might have been... Actually, I don't know who it was. Looks like Pablo, excuse me, looks like Autonomic didn't get all of his calves. He's still carving away over there though. To me. But I'm guessing he didn't get all of his calves, which is unfortunate. But... Yeah. Ah, Ruby Dragon Mind Stone. I'll take it. It was probably my 10th or something like that. I seem to get a lot of them. Alrighty. Well, that is actually going to conclude my recording, guys. I do thank you all for watching. I don't know if I'm going to record anything later on today. I would guess probably not, but it's possible. But yeah, don't stay awake hoping that I might, if that is something that you would be inclined to do. But I do thank you all for watching. I will see you next time I'm recording Monster Hunter or anything else that you'd like to watch. And the hunts indeed have been fun. I will briefly check Juvenator's set. Looking good. Looking good. Yep, that's a great set you've got there. Nice work. But yeah, I will... oh, and I guess a photo. Alright. No, what the fuck is going on? No photo, I'm sorry. I pressed circle instead of X to select and all this business. You know how that was confusing me before? Yeah. But, anyway, I do thank you all for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.